the main shell of the turtle brown. No, sorry. I'm going to do it green. Howdy, I'm Daniel with Roslyn Rags, and welcome to a tie-dye tutorial. In this video I would like to demonstrate how I do a turtle, and a turtle is just kind of a modified mandala fold. So I have 100% cotton bandana that has been soaked in soda ash, and it is fairly dry, and I folded it in half, and then from the center point I folded it in half again. Now I'm going to take each of those quarters and I'm going to fold those in half again, so I'm in eighths, and then I will fold each of those again. I have a washable marker on a string, and I'm just gonna kind of the edge of the turtle will be at the closer edge of the bandana. I'm not really worried or concerned about the excess point, and I want to leave enough room for the head and everything. So I'm just going to kind of pick a point. This will be the shell of the turtle, the outer edge of the shell, and that gives me almost a quarter of the bandana to have the legs and the head. So I have artificial sinew on a dowel, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a star or a mandala on this. I'm going to start just near the tip, and I'm going to wrap the bandana a few times, and then I'm going to pull it fairly tight. Artificial sinew, I don't have to knot it. The coating that it has on it will kind of hold to itself. And now from the line that I just drew, these will end up being kind of lines on the mandala. I'm just going to work my way towards the center of the bandana, just trying to get the sinew tight around the fabric. The tightness of the sinew will lead to more visual differences in the finished product. If I didn't get the sinew super tight, then the dye could just go into the fabric more evenly, and I want the fabric to be almost less evenly dyed. But anyway, so now I worked my way back to this center point, and I'm just going to keep on working my way towards the edge, going from I'm offsetting where I'm putting my line on this. So kind of like that, and then I will kind of pull it tight and then work it back so it's on even. It's even on this side as well as it is on this side, and then I'll just wrap it around a couple times, pull it tight, and then I'll do the same thing going off of this edge over here. I'll just wrap it a couple times. Now I'm going to work my way off of this edge over here. And I don't really mind if they're not even from one section to the next. I just keep on just going around. Alright, so now I'm getting towards the shell, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out the head and the feet and the tail of the turtle. I've spent a little bit of time thinking about where this goes. So this is the way that the mandala fold just kind of works. So I'm going to put the main foot of the turtle right here, and I'm just kind of drawing approximately how I expect his foot to be. Now I'm going to draw, and this is, so that's the whole foot. Now I'm going to just deal with kind of half, so I'm going to draw half of his head, and then the next section is nothing, it's just going to be his side, and then the next section is the tail, and I just kind of do a quick straight line, and then the next section is his back foot. So if I have the anatomy of a turtle wrong, I apologize, but that's the prep work that I do for this. Now I'm going to finish his shell. I'm going to end relatively close to the outer edge of his shell with the sinew. And so I just pulled that section tight. Now I'm going to try and straighten the outer edge of his shell, and then I can just kind of put artificial sinew right along that shell, and then I'm going to pull it tight. Now I'm going to work on the body and everything else. So here I'm just going to fan fold or separate the different sections of this. So his body and his head have a different coloring than the outside of the design, so I'm not going to have the outside of the design included with the section that I will have for the body. And it just kind of works out this way. Sorry if I can't explain it any better, but there is that section folded up. Now I'm going to put my artificial sinew just around it, and I can't exclude all the different areas. There will always be a little bit of the turtle here and there, but that is effectively how I fold and I band this design. Now I'm just going to put one more band around it. And that looks nice and secure to me, so I'm going to take my scissor, and without cutting the bandana, I'm going to cut the string. And now I'm just going to fold this up a little bit. And rubber band that. And here is our folded up turtle. Let's go dye it. We are in front of my dyeing tray, and I have the turtle in front of me, and I'm going to start off with some turquoise, and you can do this with pretty much any mandala design, but I'm just going to put some turquoise right on the kind of the edges, of the mandala. And if it doesn't really come out, that's okay, but there could be some nice little blue highlights on this once it is all done. And so that looks good to me. I think most of these have a little bit of turquoise on them. And now I'm going to do the main shell of the turtle brown. I'm going to do it green. And I have sage green in front of me from dharmatrading.com, and I'm just going to be placing green all along this shell of the turtle. And I don't think it really matters if you start on the outside of the shell or the center of the shell. You're dealing with more fabric on the outside of the shell than you are the center of the shell or the mandala fold. So it may be a little bit easier to start soaking in the outer sections of the design. And wherever I see white, I'm going to be placing down this dye. And then I'm not going to put any dye on the very tip of the design. Now I'm going to go through and just place down some more dye. With mandalas, since you're dealing with so many different layers of fabric, it will take a while, and it takes a bit of dye to go all the way through. So now I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of pinch or press together the different folds, and that should allow the dye to penetrate into the fabric a little bit easier and more thoroughly. And you can also put more dye down on top of this. You can let it sit for a while and then put more dye down, depending on how much patience you have. But that looks pretty good to me. Now I have some brown, and I'm going to do the head and the feet of the turtle right here. I'm just going to slowly add dye until it starts penetrating in, and you can wait a little bit. And it's kind of fun to watch dye go into fabric. If you do it enough, you can kind of see the different stages of it when it's kind of wet, and then as it slowly wicks into the cotton or whatever material that you're using. I'm going to give it just a quick squeeze to try and help that process along. Now I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to put some dye on this side. Alright, so that looks good to me. Maybe just a little more dye. Alright, now I'm going to do just blue on this entire outer section. He'll be swimming in the sea. And give just a nice little squeeze to try and get the dye into the cotton. This looks pretty good to me. I will put this in a plastic bag and let it sit for 24 hours before washing it out. So thanks for watching. Have fun dyeing. Here is the opening of this turtle design on the bandana. This will be the first time that I'll have seen it. I don't reuse this artificial sinew, but I will reuse the rubber band. And this has been washed out once. There's the artificial sinew. And here is the rubber band. And here's the turtle. So, thanks for watching.
If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe.